My name is Jonathan Jones, and Jeff Ashby, Alfreda Strong, my co-host. It's my privilege to be your host and moderator for the evening. We have just a couple of things we want to share with you. First thing, testimonials are purely anecdotal, but we want to show you a doozy. You just won't believe this. The doctors that I've talked to have said a couple of things. When it comes to mechanical problems, you need a mechanical solution. So if something is wrong in the body mechanically, it must be resolved mechanically. And usually from the body's point of view, that means surgery. So you got to go in there, somebody with a knife that knows what they're doing. They got to cut, trim, replace, or do something to fix a mechanical problem. A common mechanical problem in the heart has to do with something called mitral valve prolapse. Now, some of you may have heard one of our associates about a year ago talking about her mitral valve prolapse. That was Ruth Lawrence. We captured the information, but not like the one we're about to show you now. So Jeff wants to share this with you. So take a look and just listen. Listen carefully. She's going to talk about mitral valve prolapse, and she's also later going to touch on how she benefited with regard to diabetes. Testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. Okay, keep that in mind. Cue the tape.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let me just go through this quickly before we start this video. Engage Global does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. Engage Global's products do, however, address our deficiencies and provide our bodies with the nutrition that we are lacking. So here we are. We'll see you on the other side of this video. You'll get a chance to meet Jackie.
Well, my name is Jacquelyn Gray, and I was introduced to micronutrients about a year ago. And my husband and I, we decided to take a look at it and do some research on it prior to even taking the pills. However, during that particular time, especially at work, I was under a lot of stress and my blood pressure was uncontrolled, unbeknownst to me. And I had to go in the hospital because I couldn't breathe. I knew prior to why I couldn't breathe, because basically I was in the hospital in 2017 with the same condition, but it was a little worse in 2000. No, it actually got worse in last March, when I was in a hospital. I had to be hospitalized for it. The doctor came in and said that my injection fraction was 29%, which was not good. And then when we did our follow-up visit, my husband and I with the doctor, he said to us that it wasn't, good. That was not a good place to be in. So we sought out a second opinion. And from the second opinion, the doctor told us that what I had could be reversed. However, he thought it to be a mitral valve prolapse. The mitral valve prolapse, he said, if it was severe, I would have had to have open heart surgery. But if it was not severe, then medications would control it. Being introduced to micronutrients, we decided that we would try that along with the regimen that I was on. And I would say a month later, because I had to go to the doctor every month at this point. A month later, when he did the ultrasound on my heart, he said that, no, I'm sorry. He did the CTA, which is a CAT scan of the heart, so he can get a really good look at what was going on with my heart. He said that the heart looked like it had started to repair itself and that I did not need surgery. So that was the first good news. The second good news came the following month, when he said that now my heart looks like it was into full repair, whereas the first doctor said that the injection fraction would never repair itself, it would never reverse, it would only get worse, and I would have to only control it. But now with this doctor and with taking micronutrients, that's the only thing I can liken it to, because that's what changed in my life when I started taking that. The micronutrients, the heart actually repaired itself, and the mitral valve actually repaired itself. So the injection fraction went from 25% now to 49%, which the doctor was telling my husband and I was technically unheard of. Basically, he was shocked, and so were we, that my heart actually repaired itself. My sister, unfortunately, had a similar heart condition to mine, and she passed away December 3rd from the condition. And this was after I had told her about taking the micronutrients, but she didn't take it. And I did. And I'm still here to tell the story. So I'm extremely happy about that.
We're happy about that also. And you mentioned this was congestive heart failure?
Yes. Yes. So it's a form of congestive heart failure. The doctor said that there are many, what people don't realize is there are many forms of congestive heart failure. My particular congestive heart failure came from uncontrolled high blood pressure, and then my mitral valve backing up into my lungs. It would, one of them where the flap would open and then close, it was fine. But when the flap opened, one of the flaps opened, the blood went back in. It was like backing up into the heart and then overflowing into my lungs. So he said that was because the heart was stressed from the amount of pressure that was being put on it because of the high blood pressure. So yes, that was a form of congestive heart failure.
Have you been able to get your blood pressure under control?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, yay. Went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, and my blood pressure was 129/60.
That must make you feel pretty good.
That makes me feel awesome. That makes me feel awesome. I mean, it's a scary place to be because you're talking about the heart. So that's a very scary place to be when your heart starts to malfunction on you. And you can feel when the heart starts to go, because with me, my breathing was labored. I didn't even realize how labored it was. My husband realized, Kevin realized how labored my breathing was. And he kept asking, babe, what's wrong with your breathing? And then also my stomach was extended. And he said, no, something is not right. Something is not right. That's because the blood from my heart was backing up over into my lungs, and I didn't realize it.
Incredible. So someone introduced you to micronutrients, specifically Micro Daily. And how much of it were you taking, or are you taking now?
When I was diagnosed at the time, I was taking 6 a day.
6 capsules.
I was taking 6 capsules a day. So I would take 2 in the morning, 2 for lunch, and 2 at night, or 2 with my dinner. Now I'm taking 4 a day. So I take 2 in the morning and I take 2 before I go to bed. But on the flip side of that too, what I noticed is that even with my sugar, because I'm diabetic as well.
Oh, you got all kinds of issues going on here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But with my diabetes, I don't take any of the regular drugs that everybody else take. As a matter of fact, coupled with the micro daily that I take every day and another natural pill that I take, my sugar is controlled.
What do you mean by control? What kind of numbers are you looking at?
I'm looking at, whereas when I was taking, believe it or not, the Farxiga and the Jumevia and all those pills and the glipizide that the doctors had me on, my sugar was 220 every morning. I would wake up.
And now?
And now my sugars when I wake up is 87, 100. It could even, sometimes I have to watch it because it'll drop to like 80 when I wake up in the morning. And some people don't believe me, so that's why I take pictures of it.
Well, send us a picture so we can share that with folks.
Okay.
Well, that's amazing, Jackie. Thank you very much for sharing your story. Folks will benefit from hearing.
Testimonials are anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. Please keep that in mind as we talk about, something like this. As we have stories like this, I know Jackie Gray personally, and I can tell you that she honestly believes what she said, and I know her to be a person of genuine integrity. So I believe what she says. However, the reason why we have to say that testimonies are anecdotal because none of us know the clinical circumstances around her condition. We do not know what other factors may have played a role. So that's why we have to always make it clear to you, don't do anything that someone says just because we say it, but talk to your doctor. But the results that she experienced, she believes to be 100% true. So Jeff, let me just ask you, since we have the luxury of having you here, and I know you've seen a lot of things over the years, tell us how it is that Dr. Prasad, now he did a research on this, but could you tell us a little bit about his research and why it's possible that a micronutrient could have this kind of effect on someone's heart?
Absolutely, Jonathan. And it feels like I know Jackie because I have shared that testimonial with others. At some point, I'd like to meet her. But when she says it's a really scary place to be,
yeah, it
just hits me right in the heart because that's what she's talking about. She's talking about her heart and what's going on. And, Dr. Prasad actually did clinical trials dealing with individuals, and I'm as part of the presentation here in a moment, I'm gonna share with you some lung pictures, LUNG, lung pictures from rabbits that really differentiate this product, this micronutrient supplement, from anything else out there that's ever been created because of the tests and the history and the proof that went into doing it. So you're absolutely right. But a lot of people are going to say, hey, I'm not Jeff, I'm not Jonathan. How can I share this with others? And that's what's been created right here. This is a science booklet. You can see there at the bottom of it says the world's most scientifically validated micronutrient supplements. And as we go ahead and open this up, I skipped to page 2, actually. It talks about this purpose: made to protect, built to sustain every day for life. Instead of just holding this booklet up there in front of you, though, it's available in a PDF form, so an electronic form. Those of you that are on this call, you were invited by someone. You got this number somewhere. Please get back to that individual. And during this call, they can actually send you a PDF copy of this booklet. And it's 32 pages long, dealing with, right here at the back, there's some of Dr. Prasad's books. Here's the human clinical trials and the animal studies. And I'm going to tease you just there briefly with those pictures of the rabbit's lungs, but we'll be back to that in just a moment. Why did they reach out to Dr. Prasad, though? Yeah. Let's go into that booklet. So just imagine you've got your own copy of this PDF. I've gone ahead and just picked it up myself, and I'm going to put it right here on the screen. Right. World's most scientifically Validated
Let me
micronutrient
step out of
supplement.
the screen here and let's see that full. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, fantastic. Jonathan, I just appreciate you being here and the people that you've pulled together because they have a passion for life, and
People
we're
want to
dealing.
live, Jeff. We want to live, and I've titled these sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays as the truth about living well, because I hate to say it, we're not being told the whole story, and the fact that we have to come to a meeting like this where you and I, average human beings, we're not doctors. Average human beings are presenting information that's this life changing. I think that's criminal. Please go ahead and show the book.
Absolutely. Let me go right back to that science booklet. Once again, we're just one page in. This is just, you open up the cover and it starts right out. Made to protect, built to sustain. And we're saying made to protect whom, built to sustain whom. Well, we've kind of given you a little hint there on the opposite page. Those look like a couple of soldiers that are in training. Well, because they are. These are the Marines, and this is part of their boot camp. Okay, but look, let's go back over to the question that I asked. Made to protect, built to sustain. That first paragraph there says not just to protect, but also to sustain our troops. The U.S. military asked Dr. Kedar Prasad, PhD, the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation, to develop a supplement that could provide a singular daily source of nutritional defense and nourishment for U.S. troops. Now, you're seeing there on the opposite page where he's hopping over the hurdle there. What it's done is it's exposed that thigh pocket. Do you see the little flap there on the pocket as he's hopping up over?
Yep.
That's where this was designed to be carried. And so I'm gonna just put me back on screen here for a moment and hold one of these up. This is a piece of military history. You can see that the Desert Storm colors.
Yeah.
You can see the way that it was designed. We have Sunday morning and Sunday evening, 2 capsules a day. Now, they wanted a singular daily source. So they wanted to take the one a day approach to their vitamins. Hey, it's the military. They can ask her what they want, but they got Dr. Prasad involved. And this is what he came up with. In fact, it was so important that they dosed twice a day, and they dosed that much because what did it say? It says made to protect, built to sustain. Well, this was known as military micronutrient formulation to the world, or MMF. Well, why did they reach out to Dr. Kedar Prasad, and when did they do this? This is pretty amazing, Jonathan. When we're looking at history, hey, let's go to the timeline. This is the very next page. Look at that, 2001 down there along the bottom where you've got the timeline. The Department of Defense asks Dr. Prasad for help. Well, what took place over those 6 years? We see animal studies completed, safety tests completed, human clinical trials completed, veteran clinical trials completed, and microdaily approved. Mm-hmm. But let's even roll back the time a little bit more and go up there to that first paragraph on the left-hand side. It says, Dr. Prasad conducted 17 lectures to military scientists. Now, do you think those military scientists knew a little something about supplements? I mean, absolutely. But here's Dr. Prasad schooling them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what they knew, is what they didn't know.
he worked with Congress for 2 years to gain approval for the funding necessary to complete the scientific validation process for MicroDaily. So this isn't about being some, nationally known billion-dollar supplement company. This is Dr. Prasad. This is 6 years and 14 clinical studies later, Dr. Prasad successfully demonstrated that MicroDaily is indeed the world's most scientifically validated supplement. So, Jonathan, why would they reach out to Dr. Prasad? Just here we are. We're going to flip one more page in the booklet. And remember, those of you that are on here who don't have access to this, get a hold of the individual who invited you and ask them for a PDF copy of the new science brochure. That's what it's entitled. Those of you that are using the app because you are an affiliate with Engage Global, you can just send that right out to anybody and just help them understand it. Well, the man behind MicroDaily, let's go to the center of the page. It says accolades, world's first radiation biologist, PhD, back in 1963. This is the point where we can go on and we can talk about the the books that he's written, the 250 peer-reviewed articles. In fact, if somebody were to put Dr. Kedar N. Persad's name into the, where you would look up white papers, pubmed.gov, you're going to find over 450 sightings of Dr. Persad's works. So it's not just he's a legend. We've got other people that are referencing what he is doing. And so, I kind of like an opportunity to just have you just join me for about 7 minutes, where Dr. Persad is going to take his understanding. I mean, this is 20 years ago. Back in 2001 was when this all came about. So we're going to move it forward, though, into what is facing us today. And because I can tell you, our world has changed since then. And so you'll get a chance to meet Dr. Persad in this video. And it's a really exciting thing to talk to him tomorrow night. But I'm going to share this video with you just quickly. And you can also, here we go. Awesome.
Our world has changed. Old answers to new problems are no longer good enough. Having a strong and healthy immune system is more important now than ever before. Invisible threats to our immune system are all around us. Some of these threats are natural, but many are not. Technology and advancement do not come without a price. Modern technology has provided answers to problems, but in many cases, it has become the problem. One new technology that will impact all of us is 5G. It's a powerful new technology with many benefits, but along with these benefits, there may also be great risks to our health. How much risk to our health does 5G represent? Big business says none at all. But many experts are raising an alarm to the fact that 5G is a big experiment in human health, and we are the guinea pigs. They told us tobacco was safe, and not to worry about radiation from their nuclear bomb testing. The truth is, their interests do not align with ours. Important scientific evidence indicates that 5G EMF radiation could be very harmful to our health. Here are a few facts that big business will not tell you. Did you know that 5G emits EMF radiation that can be 700 times more powerful than early cell phone networks? More than 500 studies have found that exposure to EMF radiation is harmful to our health. And these studies were done before 5G existed. The International EMF Scientist Appeal, which calls for stronger exposure limits to EMF radiation, was signed by over 240 leading scientists in the field. The World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer classified EMF radiation as possibly cancerous to humans back in 2011. Other studies have shown that 5G radiation can damage our DNA, compromise our immune systems, cause fatigue, inflammation, headaches, brain fog, sleep abnormalities, depression, and many other health issues. The reality of this new world we live in is that it will be virtually impossible to avoid daily exposure to 5G EMF radiation. 5G is here to stay, and it could chip away at our immune systems and our health if we are not prepared. In 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on Japan, demonstrating the horrors of radiation damage. The world was changed forever. But from the ashes grew a consciousness that touched a young boy in India named Kedar Persad.
Born in 1935, and in a way in a small village under British occupation, because at that time British was ruling India. When I was in India, at that time there was a Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombing, and a lot of people got killed. So I thought that I should develop some product which can save people from radiation damage. So I decided to study radiation biology and came to the United States, University of Iowa, Iowa City, to study that. And that was the only program in the whole world on radiation program and in PhD. And I finished in 3 years.
Dr. Prasad went on to become the world's first radiation biologist and one of the world's most published professors and researchers on nutrition and human health. The determination and volume of work from this remarkable man set the stage for what was to come next. In 2001, Marine Corps Systems Command approached Dr. Prasad with a problem. Active troops were 4 times more likely to contract illness and disease. Working with the Department of Defense, NASA, and a team of independent scientists and researchers, Dr. Prasad led the charge to create a powerful supplement to protect the soldiers from the inside out. After 6 years of intense effort, with congressional funding and over $24 million invested, and after 14 clinical trials, a powerful new supplement called Military Micronutrient Formulation, or MMF, was ready for the world.
So this is a powerful product that we have developed, which not only improves the health of the people, but also protect against the radiation damage, UV damage, and also environmental stressor that we already face. So this is a powerful product that we developed, and it took a long time to develop.
As the world's first radiation biology PhD recipient, who holds the only known patent for micronutrient protection from radiation, Dr. Prasad is uniquely qualified to develop an answer to the threat of 5G EMF radiation. It is his life work. Dr. Prasad has taken his original MMF formulation and enhanced it with 4 new ingredients to combat the effects of radiation. He also added methylated folic acid and vitamin B12 to enhance absorption and effectiveness. This new product is a patent-pending supplement called Micro-Daily EMF Radiation Defense. It has all of the powerful benefits of the original U.S. military formulation that promotes our body's optimal immune system and anti-inflammation response. But in addition, it includes the added strength to defend and protect your body against the new threat of 5G EMF radiation. Our health is by far the biggest determining factor to our overall state of well-being. More than wealth, more than job satisfaction, our health is key to living a full life. Built upon the foundation of Dr. Prasad's scientific authority and his impeccable character, with years and volumes of research and clinical testing, this unique product is the answer to the dangers of the new world. The world has indeed changed. 5G is the new reality. A compromised immune system has greater risk to our health than ever before. Each of us has a decision to make. Do nothing, or we can face the dangers of this new world with a stronger immune system and protection from the inside out with Micro-Daily EMF.
Wow. You know, how exciting is that to be at this place at this time in the history of the world with somebody as incredible as Dr. Prasad backing up what we're talking about. This, Jonathan, right there. The narrator says Dr. Prasad's formulas work from the inside out. And what I was going to just share with everybody is that that science book, I'm going to just go back to it here quickly. There's Dr. Prasad. But if we go right to this page, you remember I had this up on the screen and I was teasing y'all with the rabbit lung tissue. Let me zoom in on it so that you can all see this a little better. So I'm gonna just go right in on this side of the page, and it says this is the rabbit radiation internal organ protection study. So when we're talking about Dr. Prasad's formulas work from the inside out, oh, he went down to Houston, Texas, NASA, Johnson Space Center, because they're the only ones legally able to work with the kind and the amount of radiation that Dr. Prasad needed for this study. What you're looking at are pictures of rabbit lung tissue that were extracted during autopsies of 2 individual rabbits. And you're seeing the individual lung tissue that was left over. The one on the left-hand side that's black and burnt.
He's been
shriveled
smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, more than that, it looks like he just went right through the toaster and fell out the bottom of it because there's so much less lung tissue, and because it got the placebo. And the antioxidants next, I mean, the one on the right, that is representative of the lung tissue that they're able to extract from that rabbit. Now, both rabbits perished because it was a lethal dose. It took the rabbit's lives in 4 hours. It's the equivalency of a dose strong enough to render a human being lifeless in 24 hours. So it was a huge amount of radiation. But Jonathan, something to point out here, it was 1 dose, 1 hour before the radiation event. So do you think the rabbit on the left-hand side probably felt a few more things going on in his body during the radiation than the one on the right? And that's 1 dose. Wow. So when somebody says, I didn't feel a whole lot when I was taking the micro daily, well, look at these rabbits. Look at the difference in the volume, the color, the consistency. Everything is there to prove that Dr. Prasad's formulas truly do work from the inside out. And we can reference it. I've had people say, can we have a copy of your slide deck, Jeff? It's all right here, you guys. It's all right here in this book. Just request a copy of it. And it's amazing what we have access to, Jonathan. The time is now.
Well, Jeff, that really does tell the story. In that same book, folks, you'll see 2 pages that show all the books that Dr. Prasad has written. And the one that really connects to Jackie's story at the beginning is treating heart disease with vitamins and minerals. So this man didn't just go after radiation, which all of us need to be thankful that he did, because we're all walking around with these cell phones. And the World Health Organization has referred to these things. These are known carcinogens right now, just like a cigarette. So they know that they cause cancer. So we're walking around with it. But he also went on. See, there's the picture of the books right there. Let's get a little bit better picture of it. So let me get off of here so you can see it. What happened? Jeff, come back. Where'd you go?
It's we can see it, Jonathan.
Oh,
it's just, yeah.
I just can't see it. Okay.
You just can't see it. But yeah, this is all in that science booklet. It's there. It's available to all of you. Amazing data, amazing research. And if we were to go right into the middle of it, what differentiates this from any other supplements out there? It's this. It says CQF is what sets us apart. On the seal, this seal is on every one of Dr. Prasad's products. It says the right combination of ingredients, that's the C. The right quantity of the ingredients, that's the Q. And that has to do with the ratio of one micronutrient versus another. And then in the right form of these ingredients. That's truly what sets us completely apart. Because if you were to pull up the facts panel and you were to look at the supplement facts, it reads like a multivitamin. I mean, your doctor or anybody's going to look at that and say, oh, I'm already taking all this stuff. I mean, why does it work so well? And it comes right back to that correct combination, quantity, and form. Another way that I can give you to test the other vitamins that might be there on the shelf next. I mean, in your own medicine cabinet, you're probably, all of you got some kind of multiple vitamin in there. Right there on the opposite page, it says never combine vitamin C with copper, manganese, or iron. Dr. Prasad's products do not combine vitamin C with copper, manganese, or iron in the same capsule. Scientists have known for many years that combining these ingredients causes a chemical reaction that creates free radicals, which are the enemies of our health. If you need to take iron, take it 2 hours before or after taking Micro Daily. So there it is. You've got it. That's what sets us apart, is Dr. Prasad understands the formulation. There's nothing on that label that you haven't already seen before. Jonathan, you've run across it. You've handed it to so many people, and you're going, you know what? In fact, a month or so ago, Dr. Millen came on, and her comment was, that's been done before. I've seen it, until she put it into her body.
Yep, that's right. I've had medical professionals say that to me. Multivitamin, I'm already taking all that stuff. But nobody's multivitamin is doing what Dr. Prasad's formula is doing. No one's. So
I don't know.
We're fortunate right now. So Jeff, thank you. Thank you for presenting that information. I think everyone's happy to have that they came tonight. Let's see if we got time to take maybe one or two questions here. I've got a meeting in just 3 minutes, but let's take one or two questions here real quick. If anyone's got a question about what's been discussed tonight.
I got Herbert Rainey that looks like he's opened his microphone and his camera. If we want to pull him up on the screen.
Whoa! What happened? That was definitely accidental, Jeff. I have no questions. I have no questions. The only thing I can say is I continue to be totally blown away by Dr. Prasad and his products. And I'll say that without hesitation.
Herbert, what's it doing in your body? Tell us quickly about what's going on for you. There's a reason that you just popped in on it like this.
Well, I'm 71 years young, and right now I'm reformulating my workouts. I've changed I've changed my den into a gym, a home gym. I'm 3 months away from putting a training program together and remarketing it. So, I feel like I'm revitalized. I take it for granted because I've been blessed with good health, but I know that I was smart enough to go from one supplement to Dr. Prasad's products because my good friend Alfreda turned me on to them. I made the comparison. I read the material, and it was a no-brainer. And I felt revitalized, but I felt like it might have been psychological. But clients have come to me with their stories, and I mean remarkable stories with evidence that's irrefutable. So I stand as a full-fledged advocate to Micro Daily and Engage products. It's just, they're overwhelming and they're irrefutable. A lot of people will not see the evidence because they're somewhat closed-minded, and they don't give the product a chance or what have you. But those people that they innately feel that there's something there and they stay long enough, they're totally blown away by the end results.
Outstanding. Thank you very much, Herbert, for your expressions. And Herbert has not stopped talking about the product. So
no, not at all.
Because of Herbert, that we had the that amazing Alzheimer's story this past Sunday also. So, but anyway, thank you very much for that. So there you have it, folks. Jeff Ashby was him and his wife, Helen, were the ones that told me about this product. And I believed in it very, very strongly. And I will not tell anybody about anything that I don't 100% believe to be, first of all, safe. I had to be 100% convinced it would do no harm. Then after that, how much benefit would people get from it? Then after that, diabetes was high on the list. And then that was it. So I'm seeing that and a whole lot more. It's the only product that I've seen that has a patent for treating diabetes mellitus. I've never seen anything like that before. So take advantage of it, folks. Get back with the person who invited you to this meeting tonight. They'll help you set up a subscription. And what you want to do is make sure you get the premium bundle. We didn't talk at all about the collagen tonight. We will talk a little bit about the collagen on Thursday night at 6 o'clock. So get back here on Thursday night at 6 o'clock or bring someone that you care about. If you've got anyone who's having any kind of cognitive issue, anybody with a little bit of brain fog, anybody that's got a little hitch in a giddy up, a pain in the knee, shoulder, elbow, the toe, get them here this Thursday night at 6 o'clock, because they're going to hear some stories that's going to blow their mind. All right, no pun intended. So just get them here this coming Thursday night. But in the meantime, and I'm challenging everyone to do this. This past Sunday, we had about as many as we have on the call tonight, which quite frankly, I'm surprised, and I have to applaud you all. It's commendable that you take the time out to come to this meeting. But I think that we can all bring one guest this coming Thursday night. So if you can, see if you can invite at least 2 people. One of them will come to the meeting this coming Thursday at 6 o'clock. Okay. And then we'll do it again. It's going to be a brief meeting, won't be very long, 30 minutes, 40 minutes at the most, but we're going to share some compelling information, reasons why people should start taking these products. Okay. Jeff, thank you very much again, my friend. Everyone, good night. We'll see you on Thursday.
Hey, we have a question, raised hand.
That ship has sailed. I've got to get to another meeting right now. Jeff, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm going to say goodbye. Jeff, you can go ahead and keep the meeting.
All righty. Hey, Bertha, let's handle your question. We'll let Jonathan go. We understand that there are family commitments and other things going on. So Bertha, you'll have to unmute yourself, which you've done. What's your question?
Yes, I've been diagnosed with high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes. I'm overweight, and my primary care doctor, put me on metformin, Jardiance, losartan, and Antracol for cholesterol. And I do not want to take any of that, but I did take a dosage of each today because I've heard of side effects from taking medication. And I was wondering, once I start, because I'm new, I heard about this Sunday and I heard the testimony, and it blew me away because of all the people that had the same issues that I have. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I did hear, but I want to make sure I was clear, that when you take the micronutrients, that the side effects from taking these medications are alleviated. You don't have the side effects, and you can take your medication with care without having the horrible side effects. Is that true?
That is correct. And now it's a nice way to say it, but you need to work with your doctor in order to take you off of the medications. But we're seeing it time and time and time again. In fact, just right there, while Jonathan was still on the screen with me for a moment, I referenced the patent number 7605145. You can look it up. It says, it's got Dr. Prasad's name at the top of it, and it says for the treatment of diabetes. So it's absolutely incredible. Let me just quickly, I'm gonna share one other testimonial video of an individual, and I want you to pay particular attention to what he experienced as also an answer to your question. So here we go, Bertha. I'm just gonna, David.
Okay.
Diabetic. My A1C was in the 12s, which if you're diabetic, that's not a good thing. I am also a high blood pressure person. My blood pressure was out of sight. When I got introduced to this product by Bob and Kathy, I had to have spinal surgery, upper spine, lower spine. Wound up taking no pain meds.
We're twins.
Which I love that, because I'm not a pain med guy anyway. My A1C, I took my test just the other day, is 5.7. Excuse me. The only thing I'm doing different is microdaily. Nothing else. So I gotta say, it does what they say. And if we don't share it with other folks, shame on us.
Yeah, I just I needed to share him with you because of his passion for how much his life has changed, and you can just kind of see his overall stature He hasn't done a whole lot different other than just change out his supplementation to the micro daily. Work with your doctor. There's all kinds of hope going forward for you. And one of the approaches that we have with micro daily and the incredible background, the history, the evidence, the patents are an approach of, let's see if we can't help some of the side effects for the properly prescribed prescription medications that you're on, because there is no contraindication. One of the tests that they had to do before it went out to the military in this form was a test called IRB certification. It stands for the Internal Review Board for the U.S. Navy. And so they needed to test it against prescription medications. The way the body sees the micro daily, it sees it as food. And so they're able to determine, and this is one of the very, to my knowledge, the only supplement that has received IRB certification, meaning that there is no contraindication with any prescription medications. If you can consume food and be on your prescription, you can consume the micro daily. Just please work with your doctor as you're coming off of the medications. Let it be at their time frame, but your body is going to respond beautifully with the micro daily. So we are going a little further. Bertha, I know that was a longer explanation than you had asked for, but you're on the right track. We'd love to have you come back here, whether it's on Thursday or a week from Thursday, and share your experiences as to what you've seen in your body's own response to correcting those deficiencies. So thank you. Alfreda, I think it's just you and I don't see any other hands up. Is there anything that you wanted to share with everybody tonight, being one of our newest freedoms?
No, I thought this was a really informative call. And it is all about the testimonies and seeing, people that can be real, about what they're saying and how this product is helping. And like he said, we have to share it. When you know somebody is suffering, it's your obligation to share it. Now they have to accept it, but at least we have to do our part and tell other people about it. But thank you everybody for getting on the call.
Yes, come back on Thursday, and 2 days you're going to have, well, you know what, tomorrow night, everybody, tomorrow night, we've got an incredible opportunity at, let's see, it would be 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 o'clock your time on the East Coast. We're going to be here with Ask Dr. Prasad evening. So the first Wednesday of every month is Ask Dr. Prasad. I'll be back here in a host type setting where we'll be fielding questions directly to the doctor. So that's going to be absolutely amazing, a place to bring individuals to. And then we'll also follow that up on Thursday, 6 p.m. your time, and then again on Sunday. So 3 times this week, actually 4 if you're considering tomorrow night with Dr. Prasad, where you can bring people and have us help educate them and let them know how significant this is and what it can do to help change their lives. So thank you, everybody, for being on and supporting this call. Jonathan's going to wish you stuck around a little bit longer, but you've got such an incredible leader in Jonathan. That power of bringing your people on and helping Jonathan articulate what he knows in that learning process for what microdaily can do is so powerful, you guys. Thanks for having us on. Open up your mics. Let's say goodnight. Open up your mics.
And thank you. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good
Night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Take care. Remember those disclaimers. I should probably put it up on screen again, just really quickly as we're all leaving because it's still streaming. Engage Global does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease, or injury. Engage Global's products do, however, address our deficiencies and provide our bodies with the nutrition that we are lacking. So thank you, everybody. Good night. Good night.
Thank you, Jeff.
Good night.
Absolutely. Take care. Have a great night. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.